Hi, I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
This is Jonathan Small, again, host of All About You. I'm broadcasting from AccessTV.org studios in downtown Hartford. This program, again, is called All About You. It can be all about you. It can be all about this. It can be all about an issue. But mostly it's going to be all about my guests. This morning I have, again, Reverend Nora Wyatt. Good morning, Reverend Wyatt. How you doing?
Good morning, Johnson. How are you?
I'm doing all right. What has your life been like since you started somewhat of a community activist, maybe coming here to Hartford?
My life has been, it's kind of like two natures to me. Mm-hmm. One is like being a public figure, mm-hmm. and the other is being rejected for being a public figure, mm-hmm. Having an interest, trying to bring about certain changes that would be for the greater good of not just really of black people or African American people, but for all people, mm-hmm. you know, and because I feel when one is whole, then all is whole, and so that's what my life has been. Especially, I tell young preachers at my church, I tell them, I say, you know, my stage, mm-hmm. kind of like now, is at my church. Yes. You know, I get a chance to go out on the stage on Sunday morning and Sunday night and on Wednesday night, you know, to be before the people. But then, and doing other little things, other things that I do as a pastor, visiting and you know, funerals, and etc. After all of that, I'm kind of like on the island, Brother Stan of Patmos. Mm-hmm. That just it's kind of like it's a life where it seems like you can't be lonely, you can't, but it is, mm-hmm. because to do what you do and to have some standing, there's a lot of things you have to withdraw yourself from, mm-hmm. in order to accomplish what you're trying to get done. And so my life is busy all the time, mm-hmm. but yet it's like I'm what they call the guys that's I'm like I'm by myself, so to speak, mm-hmm. you know, just alone.
Well, it hasn't actually always been like that since you became a community activist. You used to work with people like Reverend Henry Price and other people, and you fought against serious issues.
Very serious issues right here in this city of Hartford. And you know, and I have to mention Brother Stan, because mm-hmm. Brother Stan has been, you know, since I've been here, mm-hmm. and a lot of things I've been involved in. Pastor Stan has been one of the people that have really showed, you know, some guts, you know, and have not been afraid, mm-hmm. to lend a hand, mm-hmm. or voice, yes. in support of what we were trying to do in this city. And so I have to give, you know, kudos to that. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the city of Hartford. I don't think there's much that has gone on in the city of Hartford since I've been here, mm-hmm. that had of a real important nature, whether it was crime, whether it was people being, you know, police brutality, you know, whatever, you know, board of education, you name it, mm-hmm. that I have not been involved in, whether directly or indirectly, in the city of Hartford. And so, but since I'm sitting there talking to you, yes. a lot of these things, you know, they come alive. I mean, a lot of this stuff I just kind of, you know, hid and that's, you know, just put away. But a lot of just sitting here talking to you, I can recall so many issues, mm-hmm. in this city where we have at least tried to bring to the attention of those that were in charge of making decisions, that they would do something about it. I've gone to City Hall, and I got a picture at home with me, Henry Price, mm-hmm. and Dana Wright standing on the city council table. Mm-hmm. You know, when Hartford Current wrote this thing about the three amigos, and right. is this the new movement in the city of Hartford? Will Hartford take on the power base of Wyatt and Wright and Price, and so and on and on and on. You know, we MDC. You know, they had all this money, but they wasn't hiring men of color. We protested down there and quote MDC. We bought MDC to public access TV. We bought MDC to the community. I was even on the board that would try to help make decisions to make sure that people got involved. And even with that, instead of folks saying, "Wow, we inside," they said, "Well, he on payroll now."
Yeah, that's the perception.
So you know, that was perception. Oh, he getting paid now. What getting it? Or well, if they call the tuna fish sandwich and the soda paid, well, then I got paid.
Right.
But you know, well, when Quan Solomon got killed, we led the march and we brought this whole community together. As a matter of fact, I took, and not the board, just a recollection record. I took almost every major pastor in this city to the Capitol to meet with then our Honorable John Rowland before he got in trouble. But this was at the time that the Yukon won their first national championship.
Yes.
And I threatened to, and Henry Price along with, to close down that parade and to walk on the stage with John Rowland if they didn't. And so John Rowland got in touch with us before that parade. And,
well, actually, you mean Governor John Rowland.
Governor John Rowland, right.
Connecticut.
And he gave tour what he wanted. So we met with him in his office about 4 o'clock after the parade. And the next week, I think it was, I took Reverend Bailey and Reverend Finner, all of these preachers to the Capitol to sit down and meet with him. And many occasions. And the idea was not to profit off of a Quan's death, but it was an opportunity for them to make right the unrighteousness that they had done. And I still hold today that Quan Solomon, I'm not saying that he didn't do something that was wrong, but he should not have been killed for it. You know, so we had some things planned, and then I remember I'm at the governor's office, and Mr. Mike Peters calling the governor's office. What are y'all doing talking to him? So I mean, this kind of stuff. I brought Pastor Stan. He was there. I brought brought the governor to the African American community. This is the first time the governor had been to the African American community since the El Grosso.
Yes. Okay.
And we brought him to Mount Olive Church Ministry, and the place was just packed. And I remember certain people had invited, and people weren't invited. But Mike Peters was the mayor; he wasn't invited. You know, but he forced his way in to get him a chair anyway. So, and I'm just saying that we have been. I mean, I protested the Hartford Current. I used to do a column for the Hartford Current. I was the president of the African American Alliance. Every week I had a space to write about. So, and we did that stuff. We met with the board at the Hartford Current about, you know, employing, you know, African American people, their employees and all that. So I've been involved in so much stuff here in Hartford. I remember, and I say it because I tell the truth, even police officers in this city, Chris Lyons is a man that come to my mind. Yes. And I see him up, you know, but I remember a lot of stuff that we were in the community one night after Quan got killed, and the chief of police and I and some others, and we were just talking to young men on the street, and Chris Lyons came up, and those young men actually broke out and run. They just, I said, wait a minute, come back. They saw that guy there, man. So, and all I'm trying to get across, Jonathan, is for my life, I have been involved in just everything here in the city of Hartford. And
well, excuse me, are you still involved as a community activist, or are you just focusing on your church as a pastor?
I focus on my church as a pastor, but as being a pastor, you have to realize that a lot of those issues still come to you. Even from out of, you got members in your church that come say, well, you know what, I got stopped by the police, and they did this to me without, for no reason, so on, so and things happen
Right.
from a political standpoint of view that affect people spiritually, and so I'm still involved. I still have, not as I was,
Right.
because I come to the conclusion that the contribution that you try to make is in this city for some reason, and I'm just telling the truth, that is kind of like Pastor Stamps said, kind of like saying if you're not in Hartfordite, if you wasn't born and raised here in Hartford, then it seems like you're an outsider, and you're only entitled to certain, and you can eat in the kitchen, but you can't eat at the table.
Right. Well, let me say, you are a member of the InterdOmination Ministerial Alliance, which is a very powerful faith-based organization here in the greater Hartford area. What type of stance would you advocate that they take with some of the serious issues that the city of Hartford is still dealing with?
Well, I think that they should be more, be more involved rather than just rhetoric.
Okay.
And to be quite honest with you, I haven't been to a meeting in a while, because I don't see a point in meeting to meet. Only when certain things. After Martin Luther King Day, Black History Month or something, but other than that, it's kind of like it's non-existent until another, big day come up. But what about every day? How about every day being out here doing some of the stuff that myself, Pastor Stan, and others were doing? Because I think that there is still a need. Because when you look at from a national standpoint of view, racism, Brother Johnson, is just as prevalent now as it was when I was in Lamar, Texas. Bigotry is just, and it's worse, because the same, at that time when I said, I knew who guys were because they wore sheets on their heads. Now they wear suits, right, without the sheets, and they occupy positions in high places, and they still forecast, even with and the best example I can give you is our present president right now, Barack Obama. I'm not saying that man is the perfect person, but I am saying that we have a party, a Republican party.
I'm a Democrat.
You're
registered Democrat. If I can say that on the air, I'm a registered Democrat.
It's a free country,
right.
But we have, and some people say I think, think crazy, but I think it makes sense. And I said that World War II was when the Japanese invaded Pearl Harbor. They declared war on America.
Yes.
And because of that, America retaliated, because war had been declared upon it and its people and its survival. And so I say today that President Barack Obama should be able to use some of those 14th Amendment powers that he had, because the Republican Party has declared war on its own people. And the fact that they do not cooperate, they're trying, and they're in the process, even as we sit here talking, of turning back the hand of time, the clock, and sending you backward rather than forward. And so it's no, and they have publicly came out and said the reason we do this is because this president must fail under all costs.
Let me ask you a very important question, because we are running short on time pretty soon. President John F. Kennedy, he was killed and assassinated in your home state, but he made a very important statement: ask not what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country. What would you like to be able to do at this stage of your life to try to make things better?
What I would like to do at this stage of my life, we ain't got no time to tell you.
Okay.
But I would just like to see people have their rights, like people be. But I don't think you don't have to be black or white. They don't. That doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Is that people have their right, that we all are equal. Go by that creed. All equal. All have the same opportunity. all treated the same, people having their rights and not some being able to vote, some can't vote, when this issue, that is, but everybody being able to just be human beings, so to speak, and not have to sleep at night, with your doors locked and all that kind of stuff. But just to see things go and happen in a way that everybody has their equal, treatment. And John F. Kennedy, I remember that day very vividly because I was a young man, like 17, 18 years old, something like that, working, doing little construction. And when that came out, it just rung a bell across the country and where we were down in the little old place of Texas City, Texas. And just kind of like shut that moment, the whole country just shut down in a certain sense because of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And
well, let's let that actually be your last words because we just out of time. But I enjoyed having you down here this morning. You did a very excellent job giving your life story. Reverend Nora Wyatt.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Okay, you're welcome. Again, this is Jonathan Small, host and producer of All About You. This program could be broadcast and seen on many different outlets, accesstv.org, Facebook, YouTube. And I enjoyed doing this program today, and I thank my executive producer, Nyesha McCauley, for putting this whole operation together. As I say every week, have a very blessed day and keep the faith. Thank you.